Hello, I am Groove Heaven, and this is a in-depth guide for getting the zero cycle on Bowser in the Fire Sea no reds. This is pretty useful to learn and practice because not only is it really going to help you with your movement when you're starting out, because there is some like really nice, tight, pretty fun movement on this stage, but also if you can get this down to at least when you're getting it like semi consistently during your runs, when you hit it, it saves a good like 7 or 8 seconds off doing like the later cycle, which is great when you're really shooting for like if when you're shooting for like a sub 19, it really helps you out, trying to get something like this. Um, so I really suggest all new players practice it and try and learn it. So let's jump in. And I'm sorry about the video quality. I'm not like a video editing bro. I'm not like good at this stuff. And I'm just kind of like sitting in my bed right now with the webcam on. But I'm going to watch a video of myself doing this and we're going to go through it really step by step and go really in depth to the inputs. So the first thing, I think I messed this up the first time. Yeah. So the first thing you want to do as Mario is dropping into the stage, you hit C left. And then when he touches down on the ground here, there's a couple frames before he can start moving. Um, but in between the time when he touches down and you can start moving, you want to hit the R button to go into Mario Cam, as well as C left and C down. And you really want to hit them like at the same time. Like you're shooting to hit them on the same frame. And what this does is it puts you at the perfect camera angle for you to have an up notch on your control stick. So I'm going to play this again so you can see. Um, so yeah, mess up one. See left, and then all three at the same time, and then I'm in an up notch for like the next couple seconds here. It's all up notch, which makes things a lot easier. Is why I really like this camera setup. Um, But what you're going to do after that is in your up notch, you're going to do 2 long jumps, and you're long jumping onto that platform ahead with the 1-up mushroom. And as you approach this platform in the air, you're going to hit the R button again to go back to Lakitu Cam, as well as C left at like the same time. This one's a little more lenient. And you can keep that up notch. Because what you're going to do next is once you get on top of this gray platform with the 1-up mushroom, you're going to jump dive onto those two little like weeble wobble platforms ahead. And what you want to do is jump dive onto that first platform, roll out over the gap onto the second platform, and then you have this one's pretty tight. You have a couple frames to do a long jump out of the rollout. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So jump dive, roll out, long jump. Um, that practice this part. This to me is there's two challenging parts of this, and this is the first one is all this beginning movement. It's a little tight, and you really have to maintain Mario's speed here. So you don't want to have like a dusty rollout, and you don't want to strafe too much. If you're like correcting to strafe left and right during the jump dive or this long jump, you have to strafe a little bit, especially on this long jump, you have to strafe to the right a little bit to catch this platform. But if you lose too much momentum, what's going to happen is you are going to ledge grab. The platform that I'm approaching right now, you want to land on it. If you ledge grab, it's over. So if you are ledge grabbing, it's because you're losing your momentum. In either because you're strafing too much or because you're doing like a really dusty rollout or just some other unoptimized movement. So you really got to keep it clean on this part to land on this platform. And then once you land on it, what I'm going to do is just keep going forward and fall off this platform because anytime Mario's in the air for any reason, really, it counts as a single jump. So when you fall off this platform onto the little blue up and down platform below, uh, you're gonna jump. You're gonna do a double jump out of that, and you're gonna do a full double jump. So we'll take a look. I land, double jump, and you can see I did a C up. You're supposed to really do C up and C right for the lag reduction, but it makes things a little more difficult, and it saves not a lot of time in lag reduction. So I don't really recommend it when you're new because it just makes things more complicated on an already pretty complicated strat. Um, so once again, roll out, long jump, fall, and double jump, full double jump onto this platform where you are going to do a dive rollout. And some players you'll see will go just straight and kind of dive roll over that gap that's right ahead of me. I go up left here like this, and you can see it's not a notched angle. It's just left of up. Um, I go here because one, you avoid accidentally falling into that gap if you don't get like a good rollout. And two, I like the way it sets you up for the next thing you're going to do because the next thing is like upright. So I roll out onto here, and then I'm going almost upright. It's a little more up than upright. It's not a notched angle again. And what you want to do is you want to long jump. I don't know if you can see at the top of this gate, there's like those little, they put like a little texture on it on the border. And on the top, I wish you could see my mouse, but Mario's kind of standing on it right now. There's that little like rivet thing. You kind of want to long jump from there, if you can tell what I'm talking about. Um, you can see there's one to the left as well. Um, but that's where you want to start your long jump from. This, you just kind of got to work out the angle a little bit, just grind it out. But what you're doing is you're long jumping toward that platform with the pole attached, and you are going to wall kick at least second frame. You can do a pretty late wall kick here. You just don't want a firstie. If you get a first frame wall kick, you're not grabbing that pole. And then you're going to lose the cycle as well. But when you do this wall kick, you can see I'm holding up a little bit right of up. You want to get the max height before you grab the pole. So you don't want to just go straight for the pole. You kind of want to be to the left of the pole the way I am for as long as you can before Mario starts to, gets his max height. You want to grab it at max height. So we'll watch that again. Jump, dive roll. Yeah, and the slower you grab, I have heard that the slower Mario's speed is when he grabs the pole, the sooner before he can start like climbing the pole. I'm not sure that that's true, but I have heard it. So at this point, you grab the pole, you're done with your beginning. Nice job. This is the next part that I think is challenging of this. So as he's climbing the pole, you're going to do C right 4 times. Basically turn the camera 180 so that you're facing forward for the next part of the stage. And, obviously you want to wait until Mario is facing that direction. You're just in an up notch. And you can even do it lower than I am. You can jump from lower than I am if you're a little faster, or if you land lower on the pole to compensate for the time that you lost. You can jump when his head is in that like darker green part of the pole. You can see how like his hat is on the light green top part. But this whole sequence, you definitely are going to want to practice a lot because this to me is the hardest part. So what I'm going to do at this point is jump off the pole, but you don't want to tap A. You want to hold A for a couple frames. If you tap A, he's going to land on that yellow platform right above on the floor. He's going to land too fast, and you're not really going to be able to triple jump and get the camera turned. What we're going to do is hold A a little bit so that he gets some height on his jump and he's got some hang time. While he's in there, we're going to hit C left twice very fast to put us in the camera angle that we need. At that time, by the time the camera's fixed, he's going to be on the ground again, and we're going to double jump. If you miss the double jump and you do a single jump, it's pretty tough to come back from that and still get this cycle, but it is doable, but you want to do this, so it's going to go a little fast, so I'm going to play it a couple times. I'm sorry, I'm really not great with this stuff, so I'm sorry. And this OBS is not really complying with me putting the video where I want it. So you can see I jumped with a little bit of hang time, did C left twice, and then I hit A again to do a double jump into the triple jump. If you want to slow it down on YouTube and watch that slower, um, you'll be able to see. It's just timing. It's just muscle memory. Just keep grinding it out and it will make sense. Just keep grinding out until you get a triple jump. Now, for the triple jump, there are a couple things that are important. So one is, and basically this is all in service to having enough height to clear out of this little chimney without ledge grabbing at the top of the chimney. So the two important things are you want to start the triple jump. You want to still be on the yellow. You see where I am when I start the triple jump? I'm not on the elevator, on the gray part. I'm a little bit backed up. If you're too far forward, Mario can't gain the amount of height that he needs by the time he hits the wall. The other thing is that you want to go neutral on the control stick, also in service to him gaining enough height. If you're holding forward, he's going to hit the wall before he's at the apex of his jump, the max height. So neutral on the stick, then he hits the wall. You want to get first or second wall jumps here. It's doable without. It's not super important, but obviously for the speed, but also just to ensure that you have enough height. So you can see I got 2-second frames. That's totally good. And then you're going to be out of the chimney after you do those, where you are immediately, after touching down on the ground, going to do 2 long jumps in a left notch. Let's watch this sequence one more time. So a little wall kick, getting it set up, hold A a little bit, 2 left presses, nice triple jump. And then the rest of this is kind of easy, but it's not free. It's still some challenging movement in here. But again, this is going to get you this is going to get your movement going. So after the 2 long jumps, when you're on top of this ramp, this little pyramid, you want to do a jump dive from the top when you're where the coins are. So it's good to line it up from when you're collecting the coins for the timing. But you're going to do a jump dive, do a rollout on top of this cage. And at this point, you can kind of see how you're doing based on these platforms, their cycle. So the platform more toward Mario that he's about to land on, that's going to Mario's left. If that's moving to the left, if you catch that still in motion to the left, you're pretty early. In a good way. You're not too early. You're really going fast. If it's moving toward the right, you're not too late. You can still do it, but you're definitely gonna have to wall kick after the triple jump that I'm about to show. And if it's moving back to the left, if you kind of realize you're a cycle late, which you'll start to get a feel for, it's kind of tough, but I think you can still do it. But yeah, you're really shooting for where I am now. So another jump dive after you land on that platform, and another rollout. Obviously, you want these to be as dustless as possible. You'll just work on it. It's not super important, but frames turn into seconds, so you do want to work on your movement. And then after these 2 jump dives, you're going to do a 3rd jump dive onto this platform. And you might not have caught it, but when I did the rollout, I did not piano roll A and B the way you normally would. Sorry, this keeps backing up way farther than I want it to. So you dive, roll out. You can see that I'm piano rolling A and B for my rollouts the way you normally would. So that, you get kind of 2 frames where you can hit it. When you're on a ramp like this, you do not want to roll out piano rolling A and B. Because what will happen a lot of times is you will get a dive that you don't want. He'll roll out and then just dive, and that you're done. So just roll out with A. You can see I actually got, this is a very dusty rollout. That's fine. Don't risk piano rolling for the perfect, frame perfect rollout. At this point, you're going to want to side flip. So you can see I'm already in the animation where right after the rollout, I'm turning around. I'm cutting backwards to put him in the state where he will do a side flip. And after the side flip, you're going to do another dive roll to get higher up on this platform. This is just kind of standard movement. And it's not too tough once you, again, grind it out in practice. After you get that rollout, you're going to long jump over here. These are all like unnotched angles. You have to get a feel for the perfect direction to use. And it's pretty lenient. This part I remember having trouble with when I started. Getting Mario turned around the direction you want to face before you start doing your triple jump. And for this one, my triple jump did clear the ledge, and I'm up on this platform. A lot of times, especially when you're starting, you are not going to clear the ledge. You are going to bonk into the side, in which case you just do a late long jump. Again, I think anything except the first E will work. Just do a late long jump. He'll grab the edge. You lost like 1.5 seconds. You're fine. So let's look at this again. Dive roll. Just an A press dive roll. I'm immediately turning my momentum after the dive roll. You can watch my stick. I don't know why it goes back so far. Dive roll, jump dive, dive roll, a roll out, a couple more rollouts, a long jump, fix your camera so it's facing toward this, and then just do a triple jump. And like I said, do a wall kick. You're probably going to hit the edge when you're starting out, just do wall kick. Easy. When you get up here, C up for the lag reduction. And then there's two ways really to do this next part. What we're going to do is long jump along this little like border of the stage. You have probably seen players do a different thing where the camera is flipped 180 from where I have it now. So instead of being behind Mario, it's in front of Mario with him facing it, doing those long jumps. That's a little faster than this because it's better for it reduces some of that lag before you do the long jump off the platform with the little fire thing on it. I used to do that, and I actually stopped just because I was losing runs to. I don't know, something about it wasn't clicking with me. I would get it in practice, and then I would lose actual runs to it. So I do this instead. So once we get up here, keep the camera behind Mario. Do those little auto rollouts where you just kind of plink from B to A. Do 2 of those. Long jump. This next long jump, you really need to chain it. You need to be, you have a couple frames, but you want to chain it. If you're too late, you're going to get a single jump, which is fine. You can get a single jump and still get this, but it's going to make it a lot harder. You have to like keep adjusting yourself to stay on this border. And not a huge problem, but I would definitely practice that happening because it will happen to you. But you do your long jump, you chain the next long jump, and you enter Mario Cam for the lag reduction. And again, this is not the most optimal lag reduction, but to me it is the easiest. So 4 more long jumps on the border, and then you just kind of like booty bounce into the thing. That's it. This part's actually pretty easy. It looks weird. It looks crazy. I remember learning this and being like, oh my god, this is going to be insane. But this is like the easiest part. Just want to get a nice long jump, Mario Cam. It's 5 long jumps in total. Some booty bounces, and then, what, like 40 seconds? Yeah, almost on the dot. And that's a good Fire C when you're starting out, especially if you're doing like no LBLJ route. 40-second Fire C, that's great, you know. If you can do that, good job. That'll be a nice little like feather in your cap for your 16-star PB. That's really it. I mean, I can go through some troubleshooting stuff. If your camera isn't in the right place when you start, you probably didn't hit R, C left, and C down on the same frame, or close enough frames. A lot of times it'll give you a camera angle that's slightly off, which isn't a huge problem. You can still kind of correct and keep your momentum enough. But like I said early on, if you're ledge grabbing on that gray platform with the ramp on it, you're losing momentum somewhere, and you just need to clean up your movement. What's the other thing that can go wrong with this? If your long jump is, if you're ledge grabbing right here instead of landing on the platform, you are either starting your triple jump too close to the little elevator gray platform, or you are not going neutral soon enough on your stick to achieve like the max height before the first wall kick, or you're doing your wall kicks too late. Oh, I got a third and a second frame. Um, yeah, if you get like 2/5 frames, I don't know, it might not work, but that's kind of hard to do. This whole section, the chimney section, is very like muscle memory. Like you have to grind it out. Like definitely do a save state as you're climbing the pole and just do this section over and over and over again. 2 long jumps. These dive rolls, this is just movement. This part's a little weird too, but I don't even really know what can go away. Usually I think it's going to be pretty obvious what's going wrong if this isn't working. Doing movement out of a rollout can be a little challenging, and there's 2 of them because early on you have to do the long jump out of the rollout, and then on this one you have to do a side flip out of a rollout. But again, this is like one of the reasons this strat and stage is so good to improve your movement, because it forces you to learn things like that and get used to like the way Mario moves. This, like I said before, just find your angles. They're not notched angles. Um, and you want to make sure Mario really is facing the way you want him to be before you start the triple jump. If you're facing the wrong way and you're doing like a triple jump that's like facing straight up, you're gonna strafe so much that's gonna kill your momentum. You can still get it. And then this, if you are falling off the side or touching the lava, I mean, it's really just being lined up correctly. So you want to be in like the up notch. You want to be facing exactly forward, up notch, long jump, and then strafe over. And then Mario Cam for the lag reduction. Exit Mario Cam after that last long jump. And then, yeah, just bounce off the lava 2 times to go. You want to be right into the like little hole here. If you land on one of the edges, you're going to start doing that like back and forth sliding in the dish, which is like very doesn't waste a lot of time, but it's just like a very obnoxious time loss to watch him just kind of flopping back and forth for 2 seconds. Yeah, that's it. And then you can, you're in here. Here comes the boy. You can do your Bowser throws, and that's it. I'm gonna let the whole video play one time real quick without any pausing. And you can slow this part down if you need to. This is basically, I laid out the easiest way to do this. Like the easy lag reduction, the easiest movement. And again, a lot of times you're going to be wall kicking off that platform instead of landing up here, which only loses, again, maybe 2 seconds. I don't even think so. I have a very bad concept of time, though. The speedrunning this game has taught me. I'm always like, oh, it's a 3-second loss, and it's like half a second. So yeah, that's really it. If there's anything I forgot to cover or you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Get out there and practice. This is a really fun start to me. It's not a start, but this is a really fun stage to me. I think this is one of the most fun parts of the 16-star run. I enjoy it. It's a little nerve-wracking because it's late in the run. It's the end game, but just keep practicing, keep grinding. You're gonna do it, and you're gonna surprise yourself. Again, any comments, leave them for me. I am super sorry about how rambly this is. Again, I do not know how to edit videos. So I know it's a lot of rambling, but I prefer to be too wordy over not being wordy enough and leaving things out there that are going to be important. Yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, and keep playing Super Mario 64, a fun game that we all love and enjoy and never get mad at.